Here you see Haley with that low position, with that good solid left hook that he nailed Mamby with last round.
Back live now in round number 9. Leroy Haley in green, the champion Mamby in white.
Mamby's running after Haley now. Before the fight, we thought it was going to be the other way around, but Haley's suckering him in all the time.
Hey, break.
Saul has to land a couple of good solid punches. He really has to hurt Haley now, I think, to really get into this fight.
35-year-old Mamby says the late rounds are his rounds. He has proved that in the past, but he hasn't been in against a guy as difficult as Leroy Haley, who just scored with a combination inside. Mamby trying to trap him in the corner, but Haley trying to battle his way out.
Well, he hurt Mamby with those punches, Tim. Really did. They were good, solid punches, short and solid. What's happening now? Haley's on the ropes, and Mamby just won't get off. You have to get off. You have to get that motor started. Now Mamby wants it to come to the center of the ring. You see Haley just staying in there and say, come on, throw a punch, throw a punch.
Oh, good, solid right hand by Haley. Just brought Mamby in.
Now listen, you got to watch the punches, both of you, hear me?
That's what he's doing. Just waiting. Here he's waiting again. He's letting Mamby come, and Mamby just won't unload that big artillery.
We heard referee Keogh warn them both for low blows. Now Mamby starting to connect to Haley in the corner, so Haley ties him up. Very experienced fighter, very
isn't it strange? Haley was doing so well moving around. Now he's inviting Mamby to come to the ropes, and he paid for it. Now here he's going to do it again. Don't understand that, Tim. Why change in midstream when you're winning?
All right.
Well, the first couple of times Mamby came in, though, Haley had the better of it. The next couple of times, Mamby came away with more scoring punches. Under a minute to go.
The thing is, you don't change, Tim. Look at these punches he's getting hit with now. It's not necessary. He has that good body and head movement, and he can move around. That was what was effective for him.
All right, break. Step back. No punch.
He seems to be enjoying himself, Haley.
Right hand lead landed. And an overhand right by the champion Mamby scored. Under 30 seconds to go, round 9. Coming to the end now, the 9th round, and we'll return here to Highland Heights, Ohio shortly. And at the end of this round, we're going to go to Brent Musburger in New York.
All right, we're going to get right back to Tim Ryan, but a reminder tomorrow on CBS Sports Sunday, starting at 2:30, we'll see if Bob Gilder can break the PGA single tournament record. If he shoots a 64, he'll do it. He leads the Westchester Classic after 3 rounds by 6 strokes. He's ahead of Tom Kite, and look at what happened here on the 18th. The impossible dream for a professional golfer. A double eagle, and he closes out today 65. He now is 64, 63, 65 for the first 3 rounds, and tomorrow he'll go for the 64. Right now, back to Tim Ryan.
Pick up that left hand when you move it. Because you didn't hit with a right hand counter. Where's he at?
And you heard the instructions to Saoul Mamby, the champion here, getting more than he bargained for. And Leroy Haley, as we go into round 10, scheduled for 15. Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy live from Highland Heights, Ohio, the Front Row Theater.
Tim, it's a funny thing. Mamby told us, you know, that the championship distance is his distance. He's good in the end of a fight from 10 to 15 as his rounds. I think he started around early last round, because at the end of the last round, Haley looked very, very tired when he went back to his corner.
Haley has been 12. He's never been 15 before. Could well be a factor here in the later rounds. And he is backing up with the champion stalking him.
Just doesn't look steady, Tim. Haley's been doing so good, but he just doesn't look steady right now.
Good combination scored by the champion Mamby. Mamby corner, exhorting him to jab, jab, and follow, and it's working.
All right, breaking.
It's working because Haley has lost a lot of his body movement. He's backing up and he's standing straight. Mamby has a target right in front of him. The earlier Leroy Haley, earlier in the fight, wouldn't have got hit with those punches.
Wild swinging right hand by Haley stopped Mamby's onslaught momentarily. But Mamby has taken charge here in round 10.
No, not really. Not really, Tim. He's really tired, though.
Right hand to the chin of the champion by Haley, but he is swinging more in desperation now with less ability to throw punches and combinations and with the same zip he showed earlier. He's kind of loading up and throwing one at a time.
Those wide punches tire you out too, Tim. And he's been throwing a lot of wide punches all during the fight. He has to get a second win. If he gets a second win, he'll breeze in as the new champion. But if not, he may get stopped.
Under a minute to go in the 10th round. The champion, Saoul Mamby, in white coming on.
Okay. All right, get out of here.
Under 30 seconds to go. In the 10th round, a good left hand by Haley. Backed up Mamby.
All right, break. Break, let's go.
Mamby seems to be a little more into it here, as he should be at this stage of the fight, the way it's been going. Final seconds of round number 10. Round number 11, Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy here in Highland Heights, Ohio, live on CBS Sports Saturday. The challenger, Leroy Haley, started this round breathing heavily. His mouth is open now. And the champion, Mamby, still looks fresh and strong, as he usually does in these late rounds. But we gave Haley on our card the first 5 rounds in round number 8. So it will be a very close fight at this point. We assume the judges seeing it at least somewhat similarly to our viewpoint. Jimmy Vivens from Cleveland, Roberto Ramirez from Puerto Rico, Jose Juan Guerra from Monterrey, Mexico are the judges doing the scoring.
Tim, in my opinion, Mamby has to make a real strong run these last 5 rounds, or he's going to walk out an ex-champion.
I have the feeling that Haley is, that weariness, though, may wind up being a premature finish to a decision.
But usually in a fight, Tim, a guy does get tired, and if he's in condition, he comes back with a second win. And you can expect that from Haley, because we know he was in really heavy training, good training for this fight.
Round number 11, WBC Super Lightweight Championship. Tomorrow, the WBC Cruiserweight Championship. Sugar de Leon from Puerto Rico defending against American S.T. Gordon. You'll see it on CBS Sports Sunday. One of several boxing weekend doubleheaders we have coming up the next several weeks on CBS, including the Cobb Weaver WBA Heavyweight Championship. Again, we'd like to alert our stations along the line. At the conclusion of this round, we'll be going to another 30-second station break.
Haley's dancing now, Tim. He's dancing. Feels good. Feels good.
Yes, he does. You predicted the second win for a well-conditioned fighter. Mamby still coming at him, however, with under a minute to go, round 11.
Mamby keeps trying to nail him with a right hand, but Haley has the ability to get so low in a crouch. There, it just happened again. He slips right underneath that right hand.
Oh, what a big right hand by Haley to the chin of the champion. And while it moves his head, nothing else moves. He can certainly take a punch.
He has to have the best chin in boxing, Tim, right now. Take a punch like that.
He's never been down.
All right, out. Break.
Final seconds. We'll return with more championship boxing after this word from your local station.
This is CBS. Coming up in 2 weeks on CBS Sports Saturday, a battle of the undefeated as lightweight Cubanito Perez meets Edwin Rosario, one of boxing's brightest young prospects, here on CBS Sports Saturday.
Leroy, let's go.
Let's take a look at that big right hand from round number 11. There it is from Leroy Haley, right on the chin. And Mamby, well, as we said, it knocked some sweat off his head. That's all it did. And there's Larry Holmes sitting right next to us here and enjoying the recent success over Jerry Cooney in Las Vegas. We'll be chatting with Larry following the conclusion of this fight. This is round number 12 of the WBC Junior Lightweight, the Super Lightweight Championship at 140 pounds. Haley in green, the champion, Mamby in white.
Haley is making Mamby fight a fight that he doesn't like to fight. He's making Mamby comfortable. He's moving around the ring and making Mamby throw the first punch. And then he jumps in quickly himself.
Well, Gil, the way our card looks here, Haley is in command here with 3 rounds remaining. Or 4, pardon me. We're in round 12. Oh, another big right hand scored by Haley.
All right, no punch.
Haley just seems to be too strong for Mamby. Anytime they're in an exchange, it seems that Haley comes out with a big punch from those awkward positions. Gets low, comes back up high. Very, very difficult guy to fight, and well-conditioned. He looked tired earlier, but he's got that second win. He's coming on now, again.
Born in Garland, Arkansas, now living in Las Vegas.
Mamby's trying to figure him out. Tim, you can almost just see him trying to say, what do I have to do? How am I going to catch this guy?
All right, break.
12th round action scheduled for 15. Saoul Mamby making the 6th defense of his world title. Leroy Haley, the North American champion, ranked number 3 in the world, trying to take it away. Again, just kind of bringing in Mamby and trying to land that big one. And he has done that successfully several times, but can't send Mamby to the deck. Neither fighter scoring cleanly in that last exchange. Under a minute to go in round 12. Again, we'll have a 30-second station break for our local stations at the end of this round.
Mamby has changed his punching pattern. He's trying all kinds of punches now. He's jabbing up, throwing little short uppercuts. Anything to nail this awkward guy, this awkward bending fighter, Leroy Haley.
Under 30 seconds remaining in round 12. Haley missing with the last 2 punches. We'll be returning with more championship boxing after this word from your local station.
This is CBS.
There is Yolanda Mamby, the wife of the champion Saoul, at ringside, looking fairly composed and relaxed at this moment. And there is Saoul Jr., 9-year-old boy. What a handsome young gentleman he is. And I asked him if this was his first road trip watching his dad fight. And he said, yes, it was. He's enjoying the whole thing. And his father having his problems in the ring right now against the challenge of Leroy Haley from Las Vegas.
Somehow Mamby has to have one big round, Tim. He has to put a little fear and respect into Haley. He hasn't been able to do it since the beginning of the fight. You mentioned the fact of throwing that big artillery after the jab, but to do that you have to feint the guy and he has to fall for the feint. But Haley has no respect for him, so he's not paying any attention to his feints.
Haley appeared to be tiring in the 9th and 10th rounds. Indeed, we scored those for Mamby as we saw them. But he got that second win that Bill Clancy expected he would, and taken over again, and he rocks the champion with another right hand and another right hand. Now Mamby digging back with a combination of the head of the challenger.
He's very calm, Mamby. No matter what he gets hit with, Tim, he never loses his composure. Throwing those short little slapping punches in there. That's about all he can do right now, and hope that they take effect.
He's running out of rounds. A big right hand lead by Haley. Mamby is some tough customer. Oh, Haley lost his balance and fell into the ropes.
Well, they have very loose ropes, Tim. They really should have been tightened before the fight.
It was not a punch that sent him into those ropes. He just was attempting to step backwards and literally backed into the ropes. Nothing there to hold him up. Both fighters missing badly in that exchange.
Haley has a very simple solution to get away from punches. He just goes into a deep. When he fought Joe Louis. First time he went the distance, Louis just didn't know what to do with him.
Under a minute to go, round 13.
Tim, am I showing my age when I mention Arturo Godoy and Joe Louis?
Well, I didn't say anything, you know. I mean, you could have seen it in the fight films or something, you know.
Thank you. Another good combination by Haley, Tim. Mamby right about now, I think he's almost a miracle. And in Mamby's corner, they're saying, there you go. I don't know what they're looking at.
I think Haley's been very successful at luring Mamby in and counterpunching and bringing him in, making it look like maybe a little tired or out of gas, waiting for that first punch from Mamby, and then bang, bang. He's landing the scoring punch.
What he does, he crouches low, and he comes up out of the crouch with those awkward punches.
He just landed a low blow and gets a warning from referee Keogh again. There have been no points deducted. If you've joined us along the way, there have been no knockdowns, neither fighter in serious trouble, but Leroy Haley, the way we see it, has been in command of this fight. Round number 14, Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy live in Highland Heights, Ohio, and the audience here at the Front Row Theater, I think, sensing that the crown may be changing hands. Irish Leroy Haley from Las Vegas, Nevada, as we see it, is in command of this fight. And Gil, I think it's safe to say that, in our view, the champion needs a knockout to win this fight.
That's my opinion, Tim. Again, we're not the judges. I think Mamby knows it, Tim. He's walking in flat-footed now, really trying to get some leverage on his punches.
Well, the disadvantage he has is that he is not known as a big knockout puncher. 14 KOs and 32 wins.
Well, you know, Tim, in late rounds of fights, you don't have to be that big a puncher. When the guy's a little tired, he'll go. Mamby has scored some knockouts, and most of them have been in the late rounds.
And his first title defense against Diehesu in the 13th.
And when he won the championship of the world.
The 14th round against Kim
won Korea. Well, here's the 14th against him. Maybe this is his lucky round. Haley is just more active than Mamby.
Good combination scored by Mamby. The right hand to the face of Leroy Haley.
Break.
Haley's taking a little rest now, Tim. That could be a sign that he's really getting tired again. You don't get a third win, you know. You only get a second win.
Mamby, still not enough spark here for these last couple of rounds. Coming off that clinch very slowly, wasting his own time, it would appear.
Well, Saul has always been that way, Tim. He's always been a very good technician, Tim. Not with a lot of fire. Never had a lot of fire in the ring.
Under a minute to go, but time is the factor he is dealing with here. He must realize it, although, you know, we've seen some strange decisions before, so we're not counting him out as the winner of a decision. Ward with a good chopping right and another uppercut by the champion, Mamby. Haley missing. Haley clinching more, which serves as a defensive mechanism, but also a rest period for him in these last minutes of the fight.
You should never be ashamed to hold when you're in there, Tim. If you're a little tired, you have to get your composure. Grab a hold of the other guy and walk him around.
Final seconds here of round number 14.